Who's taken better to the Japanese cuisine, the Mumbaikars or the Delhiites?
In Bombay, when we introduced Harajuku for the first time, we had to come in with a Jain menu. Because there's a large population in Bombay that wants Japanese but wants Jain Japanese.
Oh, that's...
At the same time, we sell the maximum amount of lamb or salmon robata that doesn't get sold as much as it does in Delhi. I came from outside the industry. Wasn't very well accepted. My ideas weren't accepted. My notions weren't accepted. My way of working has always been challenged. During these hirings is that I want someone, say under 35, 36, 37 years. That's my age bracket.
What are the disruptions you feel that you've made?
India had only heard of or seen of the serious part of Japan. No one had heard of this.
Yeah.
And I brought this much before the Gen Z or the Gen Alpha terminology also came in.
Is that why you feel you've stood out? You think Instagram might have helped you a little?
If we're serving coffee, 9 out of 10 cups have to go on a story on Instagram. That's why we serve it with a cute cat cookie and a marshmallow. So we paid a lot of attention to detail when it came to our branding, to our outlet, to the overall experience. Indians were very intimidated with the thought of Japanese food because the only perception that they had of Japan was that Japan is very serious. A Japanese restaurant is a fine dine restaurant. A restaurant that will blow a hole in your pocket. All of those were rules that I wanted to break. I wanted to show India the other part of Japan because Japan has good vegetarian food also. Japan has a lot more than just raw fish on the menu, and Japan has a completely eclectic part to it. We re-engineered the entire menu without pork, and then for every single non-vegetarian dish on the menu, we created a vegetarian counterpart. The only reason I started Harajuku was because when I came back from university, I was craving a Japanese meal. The only options that I had were a wasabi at a Taj or a megu at a Leela. Both of them 5-star hotels, fine dine restaurants. Because we as Indians are also evolving, our palates are also evolving, they're also well traveled, right? So we want the same experience that you have in a Japan or a UK or a US.
Oh, yes. One dining habit that instantly tells you this person has taste. And what's the one thing that rules it for you?
Feedback is one thing and thrashing is another thing.
What do people misunderstand the most about Japanese food?
That it's all raw fish and it's all non-vegetarian.
What's one food trend you secretly think people are pretending to enjoy?
Could be...
Say somebody who represents a Japanese cuisine brand.
We started in 21, Jan of 21.
So it's less than 5 years.
So about 5 years there.
And you've already, how many outlets are you at?
We'll be 10 next month.
10?
Yeah.
That's 10 in 5 years?
Yes, 10 in 5 years, but we'll be 25 in 5 years because we're opening another 15 this year.
Okay. What is the secret behind this growth trajectory here? I mean,
nothing, I think just passion plus economics.
What are the disruptions you feel that you've made?
Honestly, I mean, in terms of the concept, when we started off in 2021, bringing a Japanese casual line or a QSR format, I was told I was crazy.
Right.
In the first place.
Yeah.
I traveled to Japan, I met with 2 wonderful chefs, convinced them to come back to India with me. That took a hell lot of convincing to even get them to India in the first place. And Japanese cuisine back in 2021 aimed at masses. The sort of interiors that we do, the pop interiors and all of that. Right in
the mainstream Japanese as we understand.
Yeah. So India had only heard of or seen of the serious part of Japan. No one had heard of this.
Yeah.
And I brought this much before the Gen Z or the Gen Alpha terminology also came in.
Is that why you feel you've stood out? Because you didn't shy away from being
no, so
more
I was never,
nuanced.
Honestly, when I stared it, I was never targeting a Gen Z or a Gen Alpha.
Right.
These words didn't exist back then. I think they started coming out post 23, 24. I started the conception was started in 2019. So there was no Gen Z, Gen Alpha particularly. It was just my passion for Japanese food to bring out a different part of Japan to India. Every corner of the outlet, every dish has to stand out. So if we're serving coffee, 9 out of 10 cups have to go on a story on Instagram. That's why we serve it with a cute cat cookie and a marshmallow. So we paid a lot of attention to detail when it came to our branding, to our outlet, to the overall experience.
Harajuku, of course, is part of Tokyo,
it's
right?
It's a district in Tokyo.
Yeah, and it's very vibrant and it's very
that's where we drew inspiration from. That's why the name Harajuku Tokyo Cafe came into being.
Right.
Indians were very intimidated with the thought of Japanese food. Because the only perception that they had of Japan was that Japan is very serious.
Yeah.
A Japanese restaurant is a fine dine restaurant.
Yeah.
A restaurant that will blow a hole in your pocket.
Yeah.
A restaurant
And
with
Korean Chinese cuisine se
a
bhi confused
restaurant
karte
with
hain.
wooden interiors, a restaurant that will only serve raw fish and hardcore non-vegetarian.
Yeah.
All of those were rules that I wanted to break.
Yeah.
I wanted to show India the other part of Japan, because Japan has good vegetarian food also. Japan has a lot more than just raw fish on the menu, and Japan has a completely eclectic part to it, which is known for its pop culture, manga, anime, and Harajuku as a district lies at the center of all of this.
Yeah.
Which is where we decided that if we want to make the brand accessible to the Indian masses as well, we need to first get them to feel warm and welcome into our outlet, into our interiors. So that's how we started to draw inspiration from the Harajuku district. That's why the name came in being. And then even when we were designing our menu, we consciously took a call to remove anything that would avoid even a small segment of the population. Pork is the basis of all things Japanese, usually. We removed pork from the menu. We re-engineered the entire menu without pork. And then for every single non-vegetarian dish on the menu, we created a vegetarian counterpart.
And
So
stayed
even as of
authentic
today,
while doing
absolutely.
this.
So not used any Indian spices, no Indian ingredients. Used the best of ingredients. We were directly importing at the time also. And even as of today, over 50% of my revenue and my menu is vegetarian.
What do you think your consumers come for? Is it the experience, the vibe, the food?
So I think the first thing that drags anyone to the outlet or the brand is obviously the experience and the vibe that we've created.
Right.
But that's only once that you can actually get someone for the experience or the vibe. Unless your food is good, you will never get a repeat. Unless your price points are fine, not burning a hole in anyone's pocket, you will never get that repeat behavior. So for us, we focus very, very strongly on data, which a lot of F&B industry ignores in general. So we focus on a lot of data, we focus on a lot of repeat insights.
Who's taken better to the Japanese cuisine, the Mumbaickers or the Delhiites?
In terms of the menu offerings, or in terms of what sells more in Bombay versus what sells more in Delhi, there's a lot of difference in the taste buds or the palates of both the audiences. So in Bombay, when we introduced Harajuku for the first time, we had to come in with a Jain menu. Because there's a large population in Bombay that wants Japanese but wants Jain Japanese.
Oh, that's...
At the same time, we sell the maximum amount of lamb or salmon robata that doesn't get sold as much as it does in Delhi.
Okay.
So
but the menu is similar. It's
So the menu is exactly the same.
Yeah.
But there are sections that don't do as well in Delhi that they do in Bombay, and vice versa.
I bet nobody's thought of Jain and Japanese confluence.
Absolutely.
That's kind of a...
So Delhi, we don't do a Jain menu.
Yeah.
Bombay, we do a Jain menu. The reason we don't do a Jain menu in Delhi is because the Delhi audience, having a look at a Jain menu in a Japanese restaurant, may not perceive the restaurant to be of their choice.
Yeah.
So if you look at our menu is all in a gamified language. Our entire branding is based on the Japanese arcade theme. So if you look at your table mat over here, the bottom of the table mat reads, not familiar with the chopstick game, we have trainer chopsticks available.
Yeah.
Right? So we try to simplify things. We try to break down things. We don't try to intimidate the consumer. So we always stuck to the principle of a casual dine format over a fine dine format. We never try to glorify it to a certain extent.
So you're clearly not chasing the premium niche class that
no,
feels
for us
very
entry
entitled.
points into a sushi is $150.
Right.
Right? The number of outlets that we want to open, and our ambition is to make Japanese cuisine mainstream like Chinese was.
Right.
The only reason I started Harajuku was because when I came back from university, I was craving a Japanese meal. The only options that I had were wasabi at a Taj or a megu at a Leela. Right? Both of them 5-star hotels, fine dine restaurants, places that even I couldn't maybe visit more than once in a year on a very, very special occasion.
Right.
What about my weekly Japanese cravings?
Oh, speaking of food, we already have something. Would you walk us through?
That's our robata section. So that's a miso salmon.
Okay.
Again, one of our...
Is that one of your best sellers?
Absolutely. In the robata it is.
Okay,
we do the best
dig
salmon.
right into it. But that reminds me, Gaurav, tell me in general, I mean, since you're well traveled and you especially, you've explored Japan fairly well. Now when you step into a Japanese restaurant, what are the things that you instantly notice?
Definitely the culture and the etiquette, the service etiquette. Doesn't even speak of anything close to what Japan is.
Right.
So So in Japan, anyone that takes in your order, they bow down on their knees and they take in your order. That's the sort of hospitality that you get there.
Yeah.
The efficiency. Again, in Japan, 6 people can run a restaurant. In India, you would need 40 people to run the same.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of ego in our mindsets that we're not meant to clear tables, we're not meant to do this, we're not meant to do that. There's a different section for everything.
Right.
So again, that's something that I'm also trying to solve for. We're also trying to solve for people and culture as we progress.
Japanese cuisine to somebody trying it for the first time, what are the items that you feel should be offered to them?
So my absolute personal favorite is a katsu curry
Okay.
rice bowl.
Yeah.
Very, very similar to the Indian palate. Without any tweaks, keeping it absolutely authentic also. That's one dish that was basically a Portuguese invasion on Japan.
Yeah.
So it's very similar to the Indian palate. It's a spicy curry, rice, fried chicken, fried tofu in the Mediterranean version.
Yeah.
So it's an instant hit the spot dish for us.
Before we proceed, I think we must have a flavor of what we've been served. I think that's something we really absolutely must. It will be a travesty not to try it.
Grilled salmon. Again, we're very conscious of the ingredients, so we import fresh salmon every week via flight.
I think without any delay, let me just have a flavor of. And that's your recommendation. That's your personal recommendation.
It is. It's a miso grilled salmon. It's got absolutely authentic ingredients at the core of it,
It's a
but
killer.
it will suit every Indian palate also.
It's got just the right amount of sauce, and the tenderness is absolutely delicious. What's the average price point in your menu?
So our entry price points are very low. We start at $150 across both our formats. We've got the restaurant format as well as the bakery format. But average would be somewhere around $1,000-1,200 for a proper meal. I've struggled with every outlet that I've opened, and I've learned with every outlet that I've opened.